Hello! Today we are going to make a quick live edge chopping board. This piece of walnut that I have left over from a previous build. I think, yeah, I had already flattened it. I hadn't done a great job. You can see those steps in it. Hadn't flattened it there, which isn't a huge issue. But the big issue is bug holes that I'm sure you can see. So we're going to cut those off. And we're good on this side with the bark on it, so we're just going to basically cut a straight line. Cut a straight line across here and clean up the edge, flatten it all out, and we should be good to go. Come along and join me. I love making live edge chopping boards. They're quick and easy to make, and you can make a good chunk of change out of them. I sell them for about 150 to 200 pounds, depending on their thickness. So you can see here, here, and here. Oh, and one more. Where the bug holes were going quite deep into it. Now I can't see any on this side. Oh, there's one there, but that'll come out with the round over. Basically, if I had sanded, I couldn't sand all the way through to get them because you would literally either have that much or that much thickness, and I prefer a chunkier chopping board. Right, let's go sand this. Now, you don't need a drum sander to make your board flat. To be honest, most of the time you buy them from a decent merchant, they're going to be flat anyway. But if you need to do it, you can use a plane or a belt sander, and it will get you there. And to be honest, this drum sander is more hassle than it's worth, as you'll see throughout this video. Starting right about now, as it stalls for the first of 2-3 times, I think, on this project. It really can't handle more than like a 16th of a turn of the handle before it craps out. Why? For anyone wondering why there's a beer fridge sitting on my workbench, I'm going to be building a bar in the future. It's going to go in my shed at home, where I've got an office that I built. My shed used to be my workshop until I moved into this barn. But now it's my escape from the family. The next step is to sand out the 80 grit from the drum sander to 120, and then I use a pocket knife just to cut off all of the excess bark. To get the live edge smooth, I use a sponge interface. It just gets into the nooks and crannies and folds and moulds to the edge really nicely and keeps it smooth. I know some people like to use like a nylon brush to give it a textured look, but I'm kind of a fan of when it's smoother personally. If you're looking to make a chopping board like this, but you're not sure what wood to use, a general rule of thumb that's really good is if the tree fruits or nuts, it's going to be alright. So walnut, pear, apple, cherry, hickory, they're all really, really good woods to use. Right here you can witness what happens when your laser's a little bit too aggressive. Whoa, that's a deep char. Or maybe too deep. Now the question is this going to stand out alright? We're getting there. We're going to have to sand this down on the belt sander. Do you remember when I said that the drum sander is a little bit more hassle than it's worth? Well, you're about to see another moment of joy that I have with this machine. Aren't you impressed I didn't use the bad words? Especially when you know that I put the belt on that morning. Although I've had some teething issues with this laser, it's really easy to use. The app's super simple and it's quick and portable as well. I think it's a great little purchase if you want to batch out your logo into a lot of products. Oh, there's loads better. Awesome. Right, we're there. Now just to finish. Oh no, we've got to round over the edges. I'm finishing this board with Oli Natura's hard wax oil. It's food safe, it's really easy to use. You just have to wipe it on and then buff it out as well. It's a lovely little product. It's cheap and I really recommend it. So that's all done. Another chopping board out of the way. Did it in under an hour, which is cool. We had a couple of scrubs, as you saw, with the drum sander, laser engraver. Laser engraver, I worked out what the problem was. I had too high a resolution on the image, and so it was like burning overlaps when it was doing its engraving, and that basically set fire to it. And so yeah, that cocked it up and made this a little thinner because we had to sand it down, but it's still a bloody lovely chopping board. I have to say, I quite like the base more than I like the top, just for those different colours. But then who'd say this can't be the top? But yeah, that's all done. Really easy. Have a go yourself sometime. I'll catch you in the next one. All right, bye.